Mirra Andreeva winning the toss, selecting to receive. Moyuka Uchijima to get us underway.
And Sugiyama was just saying that, and also the coaching team from Uchijima, one of the Australian guys that's helping out with her as well, Ronaldo Hidalgo. And he was saying she's going to have to be pretty aggressive off the first strike. She don't want to get into long rallies with Andreeva. She's very solid, and she's going to want to dictate out here. Use that forehand. She's got a pretty extreme grip on the forehand, though, Uchijima. That's the 1-2 combination that if it works well, then she's got a much better chance of holding serve, and this is looking good. Those first serve percentages are something we'll really track throughout this match. 3 of 3 so far.
Comfortable hold to start things off.
And that's a real positive, isn't it, for Moyuka, just to get rid of some of these nerves. This is new territory for her, so it's a big moment. 23, she's been working in China since the age of around 17 and a half, so with a team that is much more, I guess, it's a mixed group, isn't it? It's not, if you stay in Japan, you're working with mostly Japanese players. If you go abroad, much more united, so she's in a team and working with plenty of different ones. Lynette, I think, was in that team a little while ago. But yeah, really enjoying this Australian Open.
Talked about that serve of Andreeva and how that's improved in her opening round match. It's 73% first serves into play, which is a really high percentage. And winning 69% of those points when the first serve did go in. You're going to win more often than lose if that stat remains as it is.
She can throw the occasional second serve, just a little long there. A few double faults. She'll just take a couple of games though, just to get the rhythm and the speed, the tempo of what's coming down the other end, since this is their first meeting.
Just to give you an idea of sort of the adjustment. I know there's only been a handful of matches. Andreeva playing in a few rounds in Brisbane and then coming here. The year end last year, her first serve percentage across the board, 63.7. And it's been hovering around that marker. So into the 70s is a massive positive if it's maintained across the season.
No, absolutely. I think most coaches are above, you know, if you can sit above the 65%, I think they're very happy. But once you get up around the 70% mark, and that's some of the guys on the tour, those numbers, Zverev and the big players, that's the number they're looking for. That just makes life so much easier, doesn't it? Just getting those cheap points.
Gives you an idea of the game plan of Mirra Andreeva.
And I think that one of the things that they'll try to exploit is perhaps the movement a little bit here of Uchijima. Get that ball in quickly. I mean, good defensive ability there off the back end, but can't really penetrate back through the court. Just opening up the court with those change of direction shots from Andreeva is impressive. She really has good direction change. It's just that ball that just is going to penetrate through, and I think she'll try to just see where that forehand is comfortable with Uchijima. Maybe off the neutral one through the middle of the court, she might be able to handle it, but I think end range we're going to start to see with that grip there's going to be a few forehands spraying.
Yeah, set up the point nicely again. A little bit breezy out here on court 3 to start off today, but just controlling the contest.
Yeah, she's pretty comfortable up there as well. Just improving that serve has definitely improved this part of her game as well.
Already Uchijima in trouble.
Just a little static there off that shot. So this is a direct reverse from the opening service game from Uchijima, where she was up 40 love.
Out. 40.
Well, that was good play, though, by both players. But I like the fact that Andreeva has that ability to hit a bit of a higher ball to push her opponent back. She got the ball she wanted, just didn't quite do what she wanted to do off that forehand. 17 shots, and Uchijima will feel good about winning that longer rally.
Smart play. You see the variety that Mirra Andreeva's got. And she's got the break of serve. It's 2-1 here in the opening sets.
Pete, have we just about seen everything at the Australian Open, like the first, 5 days? Every kind of weather situation we've had. We had that shocking wet day that held us up on day number 1, Sunday. Then we've had some hot weather. Now we've got some cloudy weather. I don't know how you're feeling, but what's Melbourne delivering?
Welcome to Melbourne. It's delivering what typical Melbourne, isn't it? You come to expect this, don't you?
Yeah, this is actually this is a great day for players to play. There's a little bit of a breeze around, but cooler conditions. You don't have that bright sun, particularly in Rod Laver Arena. You see players there. Look at everyone coming in. Wow.
This is coming in from the centre of Melbourne. That's where those queues are going through into Garden Square, and you can see court 3 just there as well in the centre of the picture, and Margaret Court Arena above it. But the fans flocking in. We'll have over 1 million again this year. So Mirra Andreeva, the 17-year-old, already with a break of serve. You can see the stats there in terms of going on to win the set after breaking early on. Better than the top 100 average.
Yeah, that one just not deep enough. It's just quality control. Generally, Andreeva's pretty good in that area.
Oh, it's too good. Uchijima is eyeing off that Andreeva's second serve, seeing that as a bit of an opportunity to get into the point. But back in the court, that one at a half-court ball, Andreeva's not going to miss out too many times from there.
That's perfect play, though. Just couldn't quite get that racket out in front. I think she went a little bit too finely to that volley. Just tried to make it a little too short in the court there.
And no problem there. Talked about the strides that she's made in her career. Now has a title on the WTA Tour. Semi-finalist at Roland Garros last year as well. As Louise has mentioned, likes playing on the big stage.
Yeah, she would have been very happy to play out in Rod Laver Arena, but sometimes you just got to take your court as they come.
Rolling along nicely in this opening set.
And this is where a player like Mirra, she wants to be comfortable out here, and the more she feels like she's in control and assessing the situation, you can just see Conchita and the group, they're just nodding, and yeah, things look pretty comfortable there. Conchi just, yeah, one of the most experienced female coaches out on the tour. Very good influence on her players. Point from Uchijima there, but you know, you've got to have a strong voice in a team, and look at that entourage. There's an entourage of, just say, 8 people all having influence on this young player, and the voice has got to be very clear that there's one message. If you start getting too many impacting a young player,
well, it's right. It's interesting actually listening to how when you get Mirra and Conchita in the same room together in an interview, which the Australian Open has done, catch it on the Australian Open website, and just seeing the banter that goes on between them, because it is very much, it's almost like a mother-daughter kind of thing in terms of the generations.
I think the important thing is they have a really good time off the court. I was having a bit of a joke with them yesterday because obviously I know Conchita very well, and I just said, Mirra, if you have any problems with Conchi, come to me and I can just, you know, point out the difficulties. She goes, yes, I will. She said, yes. She has some things I want to improve on her. Oh, it's very funny. It's just cheeky, and I think that's important, that they can relax and have those fun times. It's not all serious and life-threatening.
What it also leads to is a calm demeanour out on the court. When Mirra first started out there on the tour, would be prone to getting annoyed and throwing rackets and things like that. And obviously, as the years have gone along, that's pretty much stopped or it's slowed down.
Yeah. Good play. You know, when you watch Uchijima and she goes, gee, she's got a nice game. You know, she's got a very good, solid game, but does she just have that extra shot? This one here, she goes back in behind. She gets a little leverage here because this one, Mirra's really reaching out of the comfort zone, but just having that little bit of an extra shot where she can just impact just a bit more aggressively, just missing that little part.
I went for it. Didn't quite come off. And that's going to play into Andreeva's hands because, as we've seen, she's so quick around the court. She'll chase down every single ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Just didn't have her body weight quite going down the court. For me, that's one of the critical parts. When you go line, the body weight has to follow.
Good hold though for Uchijima. Saved a break points or two along the way. And Andreeva still 3-2 with the break of serve in the opening set.
Yeah, it's quite amazing when you look at back in the 90s of Japanese tennis. I mean, there were so many great tennis players. I think there was 11 in the top 100 back in the day. And you know, at the moment, they're really struggling. They don't have a top 100 player, and so this is critical for a player like Uchijima to win some matches. I mean, they've got, I think they had 7 in the qualifying, so some very good numbers and good young players. There's a 17, 18, 19-year-old in the draw. And so there's players to come, but for someone like Ai Sugiyama, she took on the role 3 years ago. There wasn't any players in the top 100, so it can take time to build, you know, a whole legacy of young players to come through, and it's not an easy chore.
Maybe not, but would someone like Naomi Osaka, who was that figurehead still,
that's right,
and come back and has cemented herself back? Look, we're at the very top yet, but...
Well, warrior kind of mentality. That's what we need a bit of that.
Hopefully that can carry through still now that she's back on the tour full time.
Very quick. reads the game really well. Does Andreeva, for 17 years of age, just has such great understanding. She's seeing good footwork. I mean, she's getting taller. She's about 5'11" now. I just wonder what her growth spurt will be. Good counter-punching at the moment from Uchijima. She's not accelerating, but she's diffusing some of these bigger shots. You saw that forehand that was coming through. There's Alan Ma. He's sitting down just to the middle of the screen. There's Ronaldo, the gentleman with the glasses. He's from Sydney. He's impacting and coaching for the team as well. Craig O'Shaughnessy just down the bottom to the left helps with data. But yeah, having a really good team around Uchijima.
15.
And there's another example of something that Uchijima, I'm sure the team would be highlighting, is when they get the opportunity on that second serve to really attack, stepping into the court, and just one step across. We'll get some opportunities, even though Andreeva's first serve percentage is so high. Got to get under that second serve when you can, because that's what can happen.
Well, that was one of the aspects that Ronaldo talked about. He said just if she can get a look at some of these second serves and do some damage there. But that's the critical part for Mirra also, those percentages. I mean, this is where you put a team together. There's to the right, that's Ai Sugiyama with the half the little hat there. They all bring something different, but Alan Ma has been running this group in China for quite some time and really has influenced so many Asian players. Does a terrific job.
Out.
Just wide. It's Myanmar's global village, he calls it. It's the Star River Professional Tennis Academy. That's in Guangzhou. Kind of a good location for the Asian players to come in and out of.
Yeah, down near the border, so good access to be able to get in from lots of different places. It's a hub, really. Lots of flights going in and out of there.
Yeah, easy
regularly.
to get over to Hong Kong.
Yep.
This is another switch of a service game. Started off this way.
Mind you, Andreeva's going to do the same thing back. Uchijima's second serve. getting through nicely. Moyuka Uchijima still down to break though, the 14 seed leading 4-3 in the first.
Gee, we've had some great crowds though, haven't we, Pete? Oh, I've had friends come in from Sydney or from all around, and not easy to get packed. I mean, look at the coaches and just, you know, the availability of seat. There's not a lot. You've got to get here early.
And they do. As soon as the gates open, there's lines waiting to get in. And it's like someone fires the starting pistol for 100 metres. They just take off in different directions. They've already worked out what courts they're going to and where they need to be. And
yeah, these guys are working out where they've got to be next. Where's the next Japanese champion?
I think Cain Nishikori's in action
he is
today. So
it's great to see him back, isn't it?
Absolutely. So they'll be moving around the place, but often the spectators will watch the first match because they want to see the second match. And Paddy is playing today, that our Lebanese player is making history. So there are already Lebanese flags in the stadium. #14 seed in a good position. Adi Habib going to be playing on this court from Lebanon a bit later on today. Those fans already in place.
Just caught the edge of the line. Oh, just was going for a little too much, but got lucky there. Good serving, just catching the edge of the line. It's not all about pace and power either. So much about accuracy, changing it up, not letting your opponent just to get comfortable, picking up your patterns of play. Keep them guessing.
Fault! Fault! 30-15.
If you get two cheapies though, it's okay if you really trust your first serve. She might be going a little bit too much. 156 on that second serve. They're not completely comfortable about that, but
I think she's confident enough to know, follow up with a point like that.
15.
It's a quality finish. That's one of the other impressive things about Andreeva game. Is 17 years of age and she is controlling things out there on the court. It is very much on her rackets, and think, oh, 17, going to be inexperienced. No, she is ready-made to be out here, belongs right at the top of the game already. And in these situations, is the one controlling things.
yeah, absolutely. Now you just wonder, Pete, what's the workload that's happened under those feet, under those legs over the years? I mean, before she came on to the WTA Tour a couple of years ago, I mean, they talked about the amount of matches and practice matches that she and her sister had played, which, I mean, it almost wears out all the nerves and everything. Becomes second nature in a way of how to compete. Maybe you don't feel great every day, and of course she's a young girl with emotion. She's going to feel pressure as she goes up the rankings. Maybe she's going to look at things differently, but again, it's just getting that really good message. How many times have we seen Uchijima up 40 love? Every game has been either 40 love or love 40. Very up and down.
That's nicely done. Uchijima hangs in this opening set. Andreeva will serve for it next at 5-4.
I think one of the big changes as well in the world of tennis is this data, isn't it? You know, and every team has someone who's a data specialist. With so much data out there, even you can tap into the Australian Open data for the coaches. There's a coaching kind of access there, but that guy sitting to the right, that's Craig O'Shaughnessy, sitting to the man with the white cap in the middle there. He's been the longest kind of, I guess, data system around, but Craig started many years ago, and a lot of the coaching teams really bring people like him on now just to get, okay, where are the patterns of play? What's she going to do on the first serve, second serve, under pressure? What's the weakness? Where are the errors coming from? It's become so much. What's that? What was the movie with baseball? Was it Tom Cruise?
Yeah, Moneyball.
There you go.
And the other thing, I mean, he's worked with the likes of Novak Djokovic, and he works with all the top players, and starting to appreciate the value of the data that we're getting more and more. So the 14th seed in a strong position. Here on court 3, first match of day number 4. Andreeva serving for the set.
Fault!
Yeah, back in behind, smart. And that's awareness. I love that. And she's just able to see that peripheral kind of vision and that thought, where to go. She sees that Uchijima's way out wide, tracking back, looking at the body. Where's the body facing? If it's not front on, there's a good chance you're going to catch them behind.
Fault!
That's Roger Federer was the leader in that, analysing body analysis. It's actually interesting to do that. I've done that with players at the AIS, where you have vision and the player has to read the position of the body. You stop it, you go, where the ball's going, where's the hand, where's the racket, the angle. It's really interesting. The best players can tell where the next shot's going. That's beautiful. And I think there's no mistakes either, Pete. Like, you can analyse the brain, what sort of stress they're under, and they used to do that with Roger as well. His brain was so calm under pressure. That's what, as a coach, you want your player to feel calm, think your way through these matches.
Well, it's a pretty well thought out first set. Mirra Andreeva, the 14th seed, 34 minutes on the clock. The opening set to her.
It's interesting. If I was wanting to give a message to Uchijima, I mean, I think she's trying to slow the pace down, hit some loopy balls, stay in these longer rallies. I think she's got to try to be a little bit more aggressive in the first, maybe 2 or 3 shots. She's getting into the longer rallies, and it's not paying off. Just take a little bit of a risk. Not always, but just some. Is this the 5th time we've seen 40 love on Uchijima's serve, and she's been broken from that situation? That was in the first game.
Comfortable, as we saw in the opening game of the match. Uchijima has had a good rise through 2024, playing on the secondary tour, the ITF circuit. Just started to get on a bit of a roll, started winning tournaments regularly at that stage, and then part of that process is getting your ranking up enough to be able to get into qualifying for some of the bigger events and the majors as well. So has been going through that process too, and playing some of the higher ranked players week in, week out, and having some success there. A ranking of 493 in 2021, now sitting at 55 as a result of the success that she's had at the lower level and making the transition now.
That's pretty phenomenal. We saw the numbers of we saw the numbers of Andreeva, how important it was, the first serve percentage. They're both winning about the same percentage of first serves when they go in. It's the second serve where she's really being able to hold and dominate. But the fear for me, if she gets broken once, we've just seen how Uchijima has been improving on her own serve. She's been holding serve pretty comfortably. If she can just crack one break of serve on the other side, it'll be a little difficult here for Andreeva.
Work that's put on that ball, and that sign of maturity, a sign of a ready-made game. Again, a long rally between these two. 4.37 is the average rally length. There have been plenty of rallies that have gone over 5 shots. A little bit more of an arm wrestle, just the last little bit here, the match. Now an opportunity here for Uchijima.
that's dealt very well. 176, so just great variation so far in this game, and she really needed something a little special there, right in the corner. Uchijima looks like, yeah, I've missed an opportunity there.
Oh, beautifully done. Just the confidence now for Uchijima lifting.
This is a phenomenal shot. I'm not even sure she meant to hit that well. The Federer squash shot. So that was perfectly placed, so low. Now this is the fear. This is what I talked about, because can Uchijima just continue to do what she's been doing? She's been holding serve very well, so the pressure really back on Mirra here. And that's how quickly things can change. Just that first break of the match for Uchijima. Interesting, the response from Mirra every time she misses a shot. It's just a little, forget it. And hopefully that is what she's saying to herself. Yep, forget it. Refocus. I think that's the hardest things for most of these young players. They're perfectionists. They want to play the perfect game, and we know that's impossible. So response is so critical. How to reset.
Good leave.
I think we haven't perhaps seen enough of that from Mirra. Her ability to hit that angle ball and try to spread the court and come forwards. A little bit more comfortable at doing that than her opponent.
Have a look here. Winners count for the players, of course, across the match. And the unforced error count up to 7 in this set for Andreeva. No winners at this stage.
23 errors overall. Incredible.
That's suggesting is that Uchijima is doing a good job from the back of the court. So that winner count decreases. Uchijima is just going to be as consistent as possible. Just keep the ball in play, make Andreeva work for it. I think if that level drops ever so slightly, she's still going to maintain it, the player from Japan. And look to take control.
Well, if you don't get that depth, that's what's going to happen. She's doing a good job of that, stepping up, just that recognition of that shorter ball. This one here, just in a nice position, just above the hip height. Right there, body weight forwards.
Nicely played, way out of court. And Andreeva wants this break back immediately.
Well, she absolutely has to come up with something pretty special here. You can just see Uchijima thinks, oh, okay, she's end range. She can't do a lot with this. I'll close down. Comes back with something special.
Normal service resumes. Back on serve. Andreeva with the break straight back. Uchijima 2-1 in the second. A little wobble there, but again picking up her rate again, and we're back on serve.
Yeah, I think Conchita just saying, come on, keep staying a little bit more active. I have a feeling she just likes to kind of cruise along a little bit as we cruise along the Yarra River here. That's not a bad view. Back over Rod Laver Arena. That's out towards the ocean there, isn't it?
Heading, yep, you can see at the back there with the Maya Music Bowl. That's kind of the tent-like structure, just to the right of screen there. Lots of concerts, open-air concerts happen there. And then back to Melbourne Park, the Yarra River. See at the back, the oval that's there is the home of the Collingwood Aussie Rules Football Club. And then got what we call Amy Park, the bubble dome at the back, the rectangular stadium, all within walking distance from the centre of Melbourne.
Well, that's nice to start off with that 186. It was quite purposeful, that one. To really stamp her foot down. I do feel that she kind of trods along and then she'll lift. Now she feels like she's got to impact this second set. I think we'll see an aggressive Mirra. Good play. Mixing it up a little bit more. She looks so cool, calm and collected for a 17-year-old. You just wonder what's bubbling underneath.
Out. 14.
Oh, that's so precise from Uchijima.
14-15.
Yeah, team will be pretty happy. You can just see their eye. Sugiyama, the head or the captain of the Billie Jean King Cup team for Japan. She's enjoying this.
That's a strong response.
Yep, happy team. There's the encouragement That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just she knows what she's got to do out here. She's got to be the strong one that dictates, get a good percentage of first serves, go out after the ball, be more dominant on that forehand. I think she's just been along for the ride a little bit here for Mirra. And you've got to be a little careful just not delivering what you need to in a match like this. Uchijima, she's very solid, she's consistent. You do have to deal with a player like this a little bit differently.
Fault.
Yes, but that also comes back to how smart a player that Andreeva is. That, okay, she will make errors along the way, and that's totally fine to be expected, but she also knows she's got the weapons and the smarts to go, okay, if I've missed a few, we'll pull in the margins a little bit. We'll rally for a little bit, get to the net, try something different. And she's got the skills to do it. So now,
probably knows too that there's going to be a game like this where all of a sudden Uchijima's just made a few errors, just panicked a little bit. She's been super solid up until now. Quite impressed with this young lady. Just got a little bit of slice on that one. Didn't quite come through the court where I was expecting. So a good opportunity here now just to keep this nice and close. Second set.
keeps herself in front. And we're on serve here in this second set. Uchijima, 3-2.
Mirra spends a lot of time down in Cain in France. That's where she lives. Doesn't go back to Russia too often. Spent some time in Barcelona training with Conchita before coming here, and that's something that's always a little contentious point, isn't it, with coaches coming from all over the globe and working with players from South America and Europe. I guess coming from both living in Europe, one in Barcelona, one in south of France, not too far just to travel, but some players that live in South America, they have coaches in the northern part of the globe. Never easy where to really do the pre-season. A lot of players nowadays go to the Middle East, go to Dubai. Great training opportunities there.
So an overcast and humid day in Melbourne. Andreeva, the 14 seed, a set to the good. On serve here in this second. That's the evolution of the Andreeva game, and that's going to carry her deep into tournaments like this one as we go further into her career. We see all the top players, men's, women's, doesn't matter, to have that first serve weapon, get into court, high percentage.
Yeah,
the frightening thing, Louise, is that it's going to continue to improve. Like,
Yeah.
build the strength. You mentioned like
Absolutely.
growth and things like that too. And this is kind of almost a starting point,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, and she's a terrific mover for her height. And I do wonder where the ceiling is, whether she'll grow another inch or two. She quite possibly will, but I think the foundations are there for her movement. Yeah, like most players, they prefer their backhand, and even when it's a ball through the middle of the court, Mirra just tends to take more balls off that backhand side, but the forehand side is more the weapon, but she trusts that backhand. So just as she improves as well, I think that forehand is really going to become quite an interesting part of her game. And much of that as well be the conditioning and coaching from Conchita. Conchita was very much a forehand player, had the backhand slice, a single-handed backhand, but would dominate from the left side of the court and hit off and hit inside in. She could really mix it up, and I do feel she's going to influence Mirra very much in that department.
Just a fraction too short on that occasion from Andreeva. Uchijima not going anywhere.
Yeah, interesting though that Mirra moves to this. We've seen this position, and right there she's gone off on that on quite a few occasions, but Mirra just guessing the wrong side there. Gets one back. I think some of these balls are also just moving a little bit. It looks like some of those shots are a little bit maybe easy errors, but there's a bit of breeze down on that court.
It is pretty tricky today because it's also a day where the weather is changing. We've had a bit of heat, not extreme, but the wind is swirling around, it's picking up, it's changing. We've had northerlies, we're going to southerlies, it's cooling off. Right in that period right now, it does make it tricky. But then again, that situation, break point, 179K, going for that first serve. It's ability to get you out of trouble. It's also the one where you assert your authority on the contest. It just gives you so much. And it's the thing that all the top players have at their disposal. Because it's that trust in it to know, okay, I'm down, but I'm still going to go for that first serve, and it's going to be reliable enough, more often than not all the time, but can send something down at 175 and get the result.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how she just checks the balls, which one's the less fluffier, which one do I like. Oh, that's disappointing because that was perfectly set up there. I like what she did. She kicked it, changed it up, got the shorter one, went angle. Just struggled a little bit with that backhand down the line today. Not getting the racket head through the shot, just pulling off it a little bit, almost late.
made it. Going for it a little bit more, which is good to see for Uchijima.
Yep, I like that. I think her team like that as well. That's what Sugiyama was saying this morning. She said she's got to take some chances and really go out after her forehand. If she gets too reluctant to do that, she'll be in trouble. So good signs. Get out of jail there, 155. Well done. What a missed opportunity. She can't believe it, Uchijima. Created the opportunity and then just let it slip. Off the back of a pretty good second serve, though.
It is her fastest second serve of the match.
That's amazing. Wow. She's just taking a big breath here now, Mirra, composing herself. Let's see if she picks one of these 3 balls. Let's see. She's going to have a look at the balls. There we go. Which one? That one. Which one looks the newest? Yeah, those 2. Really taking her time in choosing the balls each time. Just being quite mindful of everything. Out. She's starting to really be a little bit more aggressive out here. It's good to see. It's taken a while just for her to be the one that's just tried to open up the court a little bit more quickly in these rallies.
Gives herself another breakpoint opportunity.
Yeah, I think you talked about the players that can serve their way out of trouble. Elena Rybakina, wow, can't she do that? Emerson Jones had a tough one yesterday playing against her. Served incredibly well.
Speaking of which,
just rising to the occasion, isn't she? That is great trust. But I love seeing what she's doing after each point. Mirra is really taking her time. I think we've seen players that get a little bit anxious and tangled up. Tend to rush in these moments. She's being very thoughtful. Speaking to Nigel Sears last night with Olivia Gadecki, having a tough one last night, and that's, you know, that's what he kind of like alluded to, the fact when things don't go well, many players just tend to rush and panic a little. Andreeva under pressure here over and over.
That's gone wide. Another breaker serve here in this second set. Credit to Uchijima, she's staying in the contest.
Well, she's really challenging Mirra here, isn't she? She's staying a little bit more consistent in these longer rallies, and then every second or third ball or second or third point, she's stepping in and being the aggressor. So just changing it up, giving Mirra a different look at different times in this match. Smart play from Uchijima.
Thank you, please. Please, ladies and gentlemen.
More people wanting to come in and watch this match as things get a little bit more tense. New balls. This will help Uchijima's situation here as well.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
where she can take control. Just being a little bit more assertive off that serve. If it's not up around the 160, 170 mark from Uchijima, you've got to step in and take your chance. So play. Now, these are new balls as well, so the serve, you're getting the advantage, but once that serve goes in, if your opponent can click the good return through the court, you can see just the speed catching her. Yep. There'll be a fair amount of excitement in their team right now. This has been a great effort from Uchijima.
Yeah, trapped that ball nicely. They are also starting to step in a little bit more, taking that opportunity to attack. It's depth of shot. It's getting the job done for Uchijima. Just ultra consistent as well. She's the one making the play. She's hit fewer winners, but made fewer unforced errors. But she's got a level of control now in this second set. Uchijima, 5 games to 2.
She's got a little bit to think about here, Mirra. Having plenty of fluids just in case this goes into a third set, which the radar's tipping a little bit more in that direction. Just some looming clouds there as well, Pete.
Oh, okay at the moment. Moyuka Uchijima looking good in this second set.
Yeah, back in behind. Good work.
It's also the depth of shot there as well. We're talking about Uchijima being able to come up the court, so being just around the baseline, just slightly beyond it. That opening set, she was a lot further back. Trying to take that attacking mindset. Andreeva just a little bit deeper in the court.
Remember, she's got the advantage now of the fresher balls. She's just still going to check which one's best. It might be narrowly better, but not much. Almost brand new. wow, that's a little wild. That's that extreme grip. She's got a really long swing. The arm is very much away from the body. And a little loose. Is she starting to think about just the scoreline here? Just can she get this second set?
Cleverly done. Might as well at 40-15 try something a little different.
Yeah, it's all about understanding where your opponent is as well. So she's recognising that Uchijima is quite deep in that forehand side. Couldn't hit that one any better. Oh, well done. Gee, that was terrific. Aggressive off the first ball. That set up just her ability to control that rally. I thought Mirra did a good job of just somehow improvising that shot back.
It's a great pickup. Uchijima just making Andreeva play a couple of extra balls and has got some set points.
I guess if you can afford to throw one in, why not at 40 love? Just narrowly missing.
And that is the second set. Great effort from Moyuka Uchijima. So time now for a statement game from Mirra Andreeva. Just to get the balance of power back in the match.
Oh.
No, it was awkward all round.
Wasn't it?
13 love.
Spin and slice and all sorts of things they didn't quite manage well. These first two games are very important. One, particularly for Moyuka, just to continue the momentum that she's had, and obviously for Andreeva to punctuate that and just start off really well in this third set.
Well, that is the statement right there. Let's get things back on track.
First game, final set.
Yeah, it'll be interesting just to see what the slight shift is here. Might be very subtle, but I would imagine she's going to have to feel that she's going to have to do something different here. And straight away, I think it's going to be energy. She needs to really start to just get a little bit more active out here. For me, just went into a bit of a hold in a way in that second set. Just let Uchijima just take control somewhat. More brightness now out, coming.
Yeah, nicely done. And that's just the consistency. Yes, spreading the court beautifully, but not going too hard to the lines and just moving Andreeva side to side.
Yep, not overplaying at all. It's really using width very well. And when the opportunity presents itself, she has really been very solid at taking those opportunities. Seems to play the right shot at the right time so far in this last set and a bit.
Out.
I think this is the 6th or 7th time we've seen this in the match. She's been up 40 love, 3 quick points.
Out. 14-15.
That's a bit wild. And that's just the way that Uchijima has worked her way back into the contest. Ultra consistent, making Andreeva play the extra ball, barely missing. Allowing Andreeva to make the errors. It's the thing when you have the match on your racket. We say, in this case, it's Mirra Andreeva that's got the running at the moment. She's the one that's going to hit more winners, or is going to make more unforced errors. Is the one who's going to be making the play. It's a matter of just getting that balance right. Particularly against a consistent player down the other end of the court.
Ball there, there's just that one where she's going down the line. That's the shot she's been missing. It's not the deep one through the middle. It's not into the net so much. Perhaps off the return it's been net. But that one down the line, she has just missed consistently throughout this match. Just a sign of frustration there as well. The ball has just been coming back from Uchijima. amount of errors have been very low. It's just constant. Just not finding the contact zone as well for Andreeva. That one a bit short, then long. And she's just not sure what she needs to do just to get something back from Uchijima that could be an error or something where she's just hurting her more under pressure. Depth, that one just, you wouldn't rely off that as well. Uchijima, can't believe it. Maybe thought it was going long, but I just, again, I'd like to see a little bit more variation coming from Mirra.
Oh, one of the rallies of the match. Superb from both players. Uchijima just being worn down.
Just a little fatigue there in Uchijima's legs after that. You can just see the last shot just didn't have a lot of power in it. I don't think both players had much after that one. 25 shots, it's awesome. Good backing up there from Uchijima.
Left, second serve.
And there's a break of serve. So it's Uchijima controlling this match at the moment. She leads 2-1 in the third.
Well, this is what we talked about at the beginning of that second set. If Uchijima is able to break Mirra's serve, then she's been able to hold quite well. I feel she's the one that's really mixing it up a little bit better. She's the one that's dictating, and then Mirra is going back in towards the direction of where the ball is coming. And then Uchijima, she's the one that's been opening up the court, finding the angles. She's played a better 2 sets. The last 2 sets, she's been the one that's really been controlling much more often.
It's just that consistency factor. Barely missing a ball. A little bit more depth of shot as well. So a few half-court balls that Andreeva can really get into.
Time.
Now, can she keep going with it? saw early on in the second set. Uchijima was up a break and Andreeva got it straight back.
Just critical here for Moyuka, just to try to keep the flow. Things that she's been doing well. Don't change a winning game.
See the team of Andreeva, she's down that end of the court. Yeah, too short again.
That's a great turnaround here from Andreeva, but this is really critical in terms of this whole match, that she stops the run here of Uchijima. There's got to be a moment that Andreeva's thinking, well, she will feel maybe the expectation and the pressure of winning this match. Yeah, well done.
Back on track.
And if you have never beaten a top player, you're not used to playing Grand Slam matches, this is a huge emotional kind of moment here for Uchijima.
Be a first win over a top 20 player if she is able to get through. Nicely done. I see now Uchijima just in this little period of the match. Talk about where she's standing in the rally. Second set, moving up the court, now being forced back just a little bit more, going wider in the court. It's allowing Andreeva just to control things.
Yeah, that one just catching the line, so getting a little bit of luck as well now, just creating that.
And she's not aware what side she's supposed to stand on.
Oh, she went out after that. And again, just the shot that she's been looking to really penetrate through. She just needs to give herself a bigger target. She's been missing that one down the line and then missing those more aggressive shots. I just wasn't in a strong position then at all.
Continuing a great record when she gets to the net. 7 of 7 in this set. And we're back on serve. It's 3-2 in the third.
Big part of her game, though, I feel that she needs to trust more often. And, you know, she has great hands. And she does have the ability to hit through the court, open up the court. I feel that they're the things that really... The discipline in looking for angles and being a little bit more creative just disappeared in that second set. And if she doesn't continue to really look forwards to be doing more of that in this third set, I think she'll get herself into trouble. That's it. That's those last two games, exactly what she needs to do more of.
So we take a look over the skyline of Melbourne, and Melbourne Park, the precinct, grows pretty much every year, it seems. Continues to expand the footprint, looking the other way now. So John Cain Arena at the top of your screen. There's a National Tennis Centre, that's the white building right at the very top of the screen. Important game now for Uchijima. It's broken back in the previous service game.
Play. Who's going to be the bravest in this match? They're both having their moments of really doing what they need to do and trying to be a little bit more the shot maker.
Oh, it's a wicked angle. That's just creative. maybe not, but the intent in terms of what we've seen Andreeva do that to her throughout the match.
Yeah, I think she just caught it just a fraction late, but gee, wasn't it almost an impossible shot to get back.
Waited on that nicely. And that's what you want to see if you're an Andreeva fan. Just work your way forward, take that opportunity. Wow, it was a great rally on both sides. Really interesting. Kind of encapsulates what we've seen in the match.
Yeah. Oh, they're both being extremely competitive here. It's great to see, keeping their own service games very tidy. Both unwilling to just let the other one have that little bit of space. Good work from Uchijima. Brilliant. Wow. Well, she's been the one dictating and mixing it up a little bit more the last set and a half. The question is, can she continue to do it? That's the... Who's going to change rackets?
Yep, ball change coming up, so chance to do that. We know that Andreeva, when the balls have changed, it just gives her that little bit of extra speed.
Yep.
Does struggle a little bit when the balls get flatter. Just noticed that over the course of this match, but gets back to top pace once the new can of Dunlops come out.
.183. Doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, terrific. If she can continue to find these angles, it's incredible how well she hits them. The backhand in particular just drops the racket hand, brushes up the back, and can create such an acute angle.
It's a big moment now. 3-all, 30-all. Andreeva's the one going to make the play. Let's see, big first serve here. Let's see if she can go with it again. This is the idea, those 17 years of age, of asserting her authority on the contest. It's nicely done. And we talked about it, Louise, in the second set with Uchijima, taking that opportunity to attack, to get inside the baseline.
Yep, she's been the one that's more likely to change up direction as well. And that helps her then to dictate the rest of the rally.
Look out. We talked from the start about Uchijima really getting into that second serve when she does get the opportunity, because it does sit up. And she's got it. It's a big moment in the match. 14 seed under pressure. Uchijima with the break. It's 4-3 in the third.
Pete, if you look at some of those numbers, though, if you look at Mirra for the match, she's serving at 60%. This set, 69%, nearly 70% first serves and winning 61%. Not doing a great job of the second serve, points won, but that just illustrates how well Uchijima is returning. She's just building so much pressure. She's putting so many balls in the court, and that is really the overriding impact that she's having here. She's not hitting those winners. She's not really dictating, trying to get that first ball and do the damage, but she is working the play, opening up, finding angles, doing a terrific job. She's just backing herself out here. And yeah, I mean, if she can continue to do this, is there going to be a little bit of a situation where she's thinking, okay, never been to the third round?
An interesting moment now in this match. Moyuka Uchijima has got another break of serve. Remember, she did have a win in the opening rounds against Magda Linette, the world number 40. That went to the final set tie break. And it was 10-8 in that tie break. So knows a little bit about pressure.
Held her nerve there. That backhand has been just rock solid, hasn't it, from Uchijima? Incredible. She can really do so many different things with it as well. She can play the flat one. She's got the loopier one, the angle one. Doing a very good job here.
Controlling things now too. Seems this match is on Uchijima's terms, where for a lot of it we're talking about it being on Andreeva's racket.
Really finds this drive volley, doesn't try to overplay it, went to the big space on the court, made sure of that one.
The barest of margins.
Wow. And again, we're seeing that 40 love situation from Uchijima, and it was the very first game where she was 40 love, and then it was Mirra able to peg it back and win that serve and get the break. This is absolutely what she needs to do to get back in this third set.
Yeah, too good. Well, every time she has ventured forward at the service line in this set, she's winning the points. 9 of 9 in terms of net points won for Andreeva. The challenge for Uchijima is just to keep her back in the court. It got her again.
Well, she had to find the narrow shot there. Kachida would be having a sigh of relief. Look at this, not much space. I would have thought maybe she was going to lob over the backhand side of Uchijima, but picks the tough one.
Considering she's missed plenty of those up the line today as well.
Yep.
Taking it on. Never play from Uchijima. Just throw up that high ball, say to Andreeva, right, create your own pace here. The middle of the court. Cuts down the angles. Worked well on that occasion.
Oh, the amount of errors coming from Mirra's racket today, though. 49 so far. She will not be happy with that. And with that number, Pete, I mean, that's why she's been a bit tentative to go for her shots. But now there's a little bit more pressure. Had to really narrow focus and just lift, which we know she can do. Just really seeing some much better play here from the young 17-year-old.
On half the first serves going into play for Uchijima. And plenty when the ball goes in. Struggling though on the second serve. Oh, wow. We haven't seen a serve and volley for the match from Uchijima. It's an interesting time to throw it in. There's something a little bit different.
Yeah, this was just perfectly placed for Mirra. Just didn't give enough clearance.
Well done. Very well done from Uchijima. One game away from her first top 20 win.
Some very excited team members in her box. None more than Ai Sugiyama. She'll be very proud to see Uchijima. She can get through this. Big team.
Serve at 183. She has served a 190 today. Not too far off the fastest serve of the tournament. That's at 193. It was Madison Keys yesterday. Continuing that success when she gets forward.
Incredible, isn't it? When she goes to the net. It's that 91%, 10 of 11 in this set. 19 of 23 occasions. And it's something that she's got to trust and continue to do under pressure. Moments where she really looks like she's very comfortable, good balance, wide kind of stance and good preparation. And then moments where she just decelerates a little bit and doesn't show that same trust as then.
So Moyuka Uchijima with the opportunity to serve out the match. Leads 5-4 in the third. I wonder how she's feeling this particular moment, this particular occasion, big stage. Chance at her first top 20 win.
Got a bit of a smile.
Yeah, well, why not? Why not enjoy the experience?
Well, she's only been serving almost 1 of 2 on those first serves, and if that's something that maybe Mirra can step in and just take advantage of some of these second serves, because she hasn't really been hurting her in that department often enough. Greg O'Shaughnessy there, just giving her the heads up. He'd been giving the game plan, and he's the data specialist.
So the 23-year-old Moyuka Uchijima, ranked 63 in the world. Chance at the biggest win of her career if she can serve it out. And now he rides a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, obviously Naomi Osaka is ranked 51. She's the #1 player from Japan, but Moyuka is #2 at 63. Only 2 in the top 100.
That's clever. Again, good awareness. And just strength and the conviction to take it on.
15-30.
Yeah, that depth. And then the little mix-up. Great work. Variation.
And we're back level. Nervy moments for Uchijima.
And for this team too. Gosh, under pressure there. How well did she handle that, Mirra Andreeva? Goodness me. Better off the forehand that occasion. Still checking those balls and taking her time. Just going through her routines. And she's missed a few of those. Not happy at all.
It's the only real sign of frustration we've seen from Andreeva in the match. Blustery conditions even on court 3. Seeing both players just struggle at times.
That's a good serve, 180. Precise, right into the corner. Again, gee, just lifting at the right time here, Mirra. 71%. First serve, it's a pretty good number.
Went for it, that didn't come off. Andreeva back in front in this final set. We're on serve at 6-5.
That's how important it is just to stay there, back yourself, and keep doing what you know is quality. And if someone that you're playing is ranked perhaps a little bit of distance away from you, you may get a couple of balls here, there, shanks, and just exactly what we saw in the service game for Uchijima, to hold serve, just 1 or 2 shots that she normally would have made, but just catching it a little bit late, the forehand, and Mirra just maintaining that good level of play.
Melbourne Park looking magnificent. Day 4 of the Australian Open for 2025. Wheel around to court 3. Hadi Habib will be playing a little bit later on, the Lebanese player, so the fans are already in for that. That's a little while away. But for now, let's see if Moyuka Uchijima, for the second straight match, can force this contest to a deciding tie-break.
Oh, that's a good serve. Good angle there. Andreeva possibly just a little too far back in the court on that one. Just standing in a little closer here.
It is interesting though, because she's nailed 3 first serves to start off this game.
And under pressure yet again, wanting to come forwards. I like that attitude. Strange that it's just at the last minute of the hour that she wants to do it. Well, she owns it, doesn't she? That serve out wide. Just hitting it so well. 171. It's not the fastest on the court today, but that is very good. Good placement.
40-30.
It's a good change-up. Wow.
And determination, went for it, got the result. It was a deciding tie-break. She won in the opening round, and for Uchijima, she's in the same situation.
If we look at the numbers throughout this match, 61% first serves for Mirra, 68% conversion, 1 of 2 on second serves. Her numbers are a little better.
Just a little too short from Uchijima, that floating ball.
1-0.
I just wonder how those legs are feeling. I would think slightly heavy.
Left for serve.
She makes it look clinical, doesn't she? Gee, she really does own that one out wide, and she loves that number 171. It's pretty consistent. She's got a good action on the serve, and then to play that 1-2, that's just so positive.
Got away with that a little bit, just Uchijima getting too close to the ball. Is set up for Andreeva.
It's interesting that Mirra's just really peppering that backhand side a little more. She's thinking that Uchijima is able to be more creative and more powerful off the forehand side, but an unexpected backhand error there from the Japanese young lady.
Out. 3-2 Andreeva.
Just the level dropping, just the errors creeping in for Uchijima. Well, we talk about it down that end for Andreeva. Just playing up the middle of the court, playing with plenty of margin. Not going for too much and getting the results.
Not making or taking any risk at this stage. She's just backing that maybe Uchijima is just getting a little tense. Maybe she's sensing some of the fatigue, maybe the legs. Just keeping it very tidy, but I like the fact that she's trying to just bring that little bit of energy herself right here. So important. Oh, it's too good. Wow, set up by that backhand cross court that she's been able to use really well that three-quarter ball. Just opens up the court so incredibly well. What a competitive match this has been. I don't think anyone really thought it was going to be quite like this.
Particularly after the first set.
Yeah.
Made her play the extra ball, but Andreeva covered it nicely, as she has done all day today at the nets.
5-3, Andreeva.
Remembering we're off to 10 points here, not the standard 7-point tie break.
Oh, well done, waiting for the right shot. Defense, diffuse, neutralize, and then attack. Gotta love that. Very good patient play using the backhand slice. She liked that one. A little bit of a wry smile coming from Mirra. Use the slice well to stay in the rally. And then the whipping forehand.
Well done. I telegraphed that that was what was going to happen, so needed to be precise. And did well. This 10-point tie break, first to 10 with a margin of 2 this time for Uchijima.
I thought that was a let.
Yes, so did Andreeva.
Absolutely sounded like a let. Oh, that's a little let off for Uchijima. Let's see how Mirra just deals with that. Put that out of her mind. Check which 2 balls she wants again.
She's missed it. Been rock solid at the net today. Had the open court and went for a little too much. I think we all need a drink to calm down from that.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Yeah, this was a great setup here. Just perhaps was a little too front on. Just didn't quite get a little bit more spin under that. I mean, needed to just go for a big target. Didn't have to go deep. And has not made many errors at all at the net there. So 3 straight points now. The flow going back towards this young lady.
Just again, that wearing effect. Uchijima not missing. Been rock solid today and getting the results.
7-6, Uchijima.
4 straight points in a row and winning that long one. That's, if it hasn't tired out the legs too much, it's give her a lot of confidence right here. Now she has served this ball out wide at 171 into that corner with success time and time again. Let's see where she goes.
Got her again. Hasn't been to the net all that much through the match. Now 2 points away from a big win.
So the crowd getting involved now. Been given a great match here.
She was looking to come forward there and then backed away, unsure of what to do. Gee, missed opportunity there. Uchijima in two minds. Just had to come forwards, keep moving in. That's brilliant serving. Wow. Being brave out here now, Mirra.
Another one here would be handy. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Mirra Andreeva with a match points.
You're a bit tense there, Pete.
Well, you could feel it. I mean, the crowd was right on top of that.
Oh, fantastic work from this young 17-year-old.
Thank you.
How hard is her heart pumping right now?
What a test for the 17-year-old. But she gets through another one at a major. Pushed all the way by Moyuka Uchijima. And she gets it done in the third set tiebreak. Mirra Andreeva.